Hey guys, this is Mustafa. I will be showing you how to install the Foco wireless backup camera and monitor. I should tell you that this is my first video ever. I am not a professional video maker, nor do I really have the tools to do so. I'm just using my phone to help you, maybe to guide you through the installation process. So bear with me, all the noise in the background. I live right on a main street, so you may be hearing some background noise. Um, I got my camera yesterday. It was supposed to be delivered on the 16th, but somehow it got delivered earlier, so I was really excited. When I opened my package, I kind of freaked out because everything made sense except this one black wire that was just like threw me off. I didn't know where it would go because everything else like made a whole lot of sense. You know, this wire goes into that and so on, except this black wire that didn't make a whole lot of sense. But eventually I figured that it was just extra and in case it was needed. The package came with two main items: the monitor, which we will see in a little bit when I get into my car, and also the license plate, which is what we're looking at, with the camera mounted on top. The package also had many other things like washers and screws and a couple other tools. Basically everything you need to successfully install this backup camera. Long story short, you literally the whole thing to install took less than 5 minutes. But basically this is what you do: you grab the license plate and just put it around your actual license, screw it in. You get 4 screws. In my case I only use 2. And out of this license plate, as you can see, comes this black wire, which actually divides into, which has 2 little wires inside of it, hot and cold, red and black. I remember that from high school. And to connect these 2 wires, I figured you have 2 options. Option 1 would be what I did: connect to the little battery in the back of your trunk. Very simple. Red goes with red, black goes with black. If you go with this option, you get basically the monitor stays on all the time while the car is on. Option 2 would be to connect the wires to the backup, to the reverse light. If you go with this option, the monitor gets turned on only when you actually reverse, and it gets turned off when you switch, when you stop reversing, or switch back to D. And so once again, you have 2 options: either connect to the little battery in the back of your trunk. I'm not sure if all cars actually come with this little battery, but if they don't, you always have the option of connecting to the reverse light. In my case, it was much easier to actually do it this way, to connect to this little battery, because otherwise I would have needed to remove this whole thing, and I wasn't really sure I would be able to put it back on. And that sums up the installation process. I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's go inside and test it out. So this is what it looks like from the inside. A clear backup view. You can adjust basically the contrast, increase, decrease, get rid of the grid line if you don't like it, and so many other features. You just play around with it and you'll figure it out like in no time. Overall, I am very satisfied with this camera. I would give it 5 stars, for it was easy to install, excellent view, and the so many features that I won't even bother going over at this time. I want you to try it on your own and see how good this camera is. My only suggestion is, which is more to the seller actually, is to spell out the instructions more clearly. and to once again get rid of that extra wire, because to simply to avoid people getting thrown off like me. Otherwise, unless otherwise indicated, so you might want to just maybe label that wire with extra in case you need it. Other than that, it's really cool. Before I forget, just one last thing. As I said, in my case, I connected to the little battery in the back of my trunk, but there is a trick. This thing right here, which goes into your cigarette socket, it has an on and off basically button. So if you want to just turn it off, you can just, you know, hit off basically, and then if you want to turn it on, you can, you know, just turn it back on, and that's basically how it works. I would suggest, you know, if you do it my way, I would suggest that you keep it off like this, you know, just keep it off and just use it as needed, basically, you know, when you when you back up. Other than that, again, like there's not much else to say. 5 minutes to install, and then you're good to go. Enjoy your backup camera and safe driving.